I can't. Welcome to our post-show podcast of Black Republican, Black Democrat. I'm Jamar Nelson.
And I'm Pat Lawrence.
What? I know.
And thanks for enunciating.
I know, that's what I got to do. I just got to enunciate. Slow down and enunciate. Well, seriously,
sweet brother Noomsy.
We had brother Nipsey. You don't have any. Yeah, brother Nipsey. You saw him Nipsey. That's a golden child reference.
Yes, sir.
We had in studio with us today, gubernatorial independence maybe candidate Christopher Seymour. Chris, so I wanted to ask you, and I didn't get a chance to ask you on there. Number one, two questions. Mm-hmm. For me, what goes into picking a running mate? Because I was saying that, and we were going off air, that Rebecca Otto has chosen a minority female. Mm-hmm. That's
so she's East Indian. Pretty, she's not.
Pretty. Oh gosh, Barbara is her last name. Oh gosh, I should know her first name. Barbara. We're actually trying to get her on, and she's accomplished a lot, and accomplished. She does a lot for our community. So that's why I was proud. And I'm okay with candidates picking candidates for specific reasons. I think some people tend to forget what politics is and how you maneuver in politics.
But you almost sound like you ain't okay because you know why they do it.
No.
You have to do it.
No, because first of all, if I'm a candidate and I know that this particular candidate will fill the gap of reaching women, reaching women of color, of understanding and having knowledge of financial situations that go on in communities of color.
You know what? I'm gonna put Rebecca blast. I gotta put Rebecca on blast.
Well, hold on, I want those boxes. I want those boxes. Remember who the host is.
Yeah, I know, but y'all fast talking.
I think it's too many variables there with her. I think it should have been a male. Personally, as a running mate, because she's a white female, I think she should have had.
We have a male running the state now. We had a male. His predecessor was a male.
But you're thinking. You have to think of the balance. You have to think of the balance and think of the voting blocks.
Yeah, the things you just described.
Yeah, women of color are coming out 93%.
This is Minnesota.
Special elections.
This is Minnesota.
Dig this though, man. Yes, we can't put our women in blankets. Number one. So just to say women of color. So when you look at the Indian population from India, Pakistan population of Minnesota, those populations clichely, stereotypically, are from the tech industry.
Yeah.
Period.
That's true.
So what would be wrong with that then?
Absolutely nothing, but the person who chose her was Rebecca Otto. Okay. So if it was me, a black man.
And they identify as white.
Yeah. If it was me, a black man who chose, hold on a second now. If it was me, a black man who chose that lady, I would choose her for her field of expertise or people that she can get me closer to get society better when it comes to ingenuity and things of that nature.
I know she didn't.
Because you can't when you look at the numbers. So again, let's look at the school population numbers. When you look at the amount of children from that background in Minneapolis public schools, it's less than 0.5%. I guarantee you without even knowing it. And so when you look at the African American numbers, when you look at the Hispanic numbers, and then when you go to immigrant numbers, so let's even look at her with immigrant numbers. So now, if she was running for a Minneapolis position, if hypothetically, if our state was more urban, in Minneapolis, and that lady was an urban lady, then yeah, that would be okay. But it's not. She chose the wrong person to help people of color because it's not my opinion. It's straight. I met the lady and she talks well. She's well educated. They both spoke and they both had opportunity to present their plan for the people. That lady didn't even speak as a person of color. She spoke from the same privileged background as her counterpart, who got on the microphone and cried and said 5 times, "I'm a privileged white lady. I'm a privileged white lady. I'm a privileged white lady, and I don't take no for an answer." They didn't have nothing else.
Newsflash for you, bro. This is what kills me about people that, especially black folks.
Talk to them.
You guys kill me how y'all want to attack the Democratic Party, which to me is so. I almost lost my job. It's idiotic. I find it offensive that, number one,
I'm so glad you brought this up because when you get done, please let me respond.
One thing I remember here in this house is remember who the host is.
That's why I'm begging you to please let me respond because you may not want me to.
I gotta get it out first though. You can't respond until I get it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're knocking this woman. You don't know that she didn't choose those women for the tech industry and those things of that nature. First of all,
no, I said if she did, that would be good.
But it doesn't matter what you think. It's a matter.
It does matter. I'm a constituent. They would still be my governor and lieutenant governor as a citizen.
You have an opinion,
it matters.
You have an opinion that I think is wrong because again, you could pick a male for all those things that you're talking about. This is what Patwin wanted. She could have picked an optics of a black male or of a black female. I think she decided.
Well, yes, I did not check my bias.
Can I finish though, bro?
Yeah.
What I think is she chose someone that checks a lot of boxes. And if you're going to continue to be naive to know that that's not how politics is run.
I didn't say I wasn't.
So don't sit there and pretend to be flabbergasted.
I just said she picked the wrong one if she's checking boxes.
That's why I asked you. So again, see, that's what I'm saying. You got off on a tangent about how Rebecca Otto picks her wrong running mate. What goes into what you would pick?
You didn't ask me that.
You didn't listen, bro. I said for me.
Yeah.
What would for you go into picking a running mate? But you didn't listen. You decided to go on Rebecca Otto's running mate when I said because she chose a woman who I thought checked a bunch of boxes for her.
Okay.
But you decided to go off on that.
Yeah.
Now, again,
you're right. I went off on that tangent.
What happens is, again, people of color tend to. If they're not a Democrat, they tend to attack us and then have no ideals. They have no real ideals, but they can't tell me Republican ideas. So then if you want to carry the waters, if you want to attack my candidate, because I'm a Democrat, so you want to attack the Democratic candidate, let's hear your ideals of how you would do things differently, how you would pick a running mate, that's the question. And then what is the Republican Party? Do you know what the Republican Party is doing for the black community or people of color?
Yes.
Okay.
You ready?
Three questions.
Okay. So number one, I have to be totally honest on this true format show. I have to go out and try to find another running mate.
Okay. You had
and
one?
so I had one. So when you ask what went into me picking her,
yes,
someone
Can we
who
disclose who she was?
Yes,
Okay,
Deborah Toppings, and we have Deborah and I have no problems, no quorums, no whatever. Just didn't work out. Some bad family events, things happened out.
Right.
Everybody's not well in her family, and things happen that way when you have sicknesses.
Right.
And so, anyhow, long story short, for me, it'll be the same thing. If I can find somebody who identifies with the message that I put out, because I'm going to put it out the way I do, and if they cool with that and can ride along as long as they can ride along, you know how it goes. You can go along, you can get along.
She's Native American. She is female. Now, wait a minute. Isn't that doing what Rebecca Otto just did?
I didn't say that was wrong. I said, if you're going to do it, pick the right person to do it with.
So then if I have a problem with the fact that, or as a constituent, you would be my governor, if I had a fact that you picked a Native American woman, if I think that was a slap in the face, because wait a minute, damn, you're trying to pick. Oh, wait a minute. Why wouldn't you even pick a sister from the hood? Hello.
Because I tried that.
What happened?
I got no answers.
There's only one sister from the hood that you knew?
Nope, bruh. I tried a couple.
How about a bruh from the hood? A black male?
That I did not try.
Okay. So now that I'm hopping on the time.
No, I was going to. So
I think Pat was bound.
I'm just observing.
I want to know too. We had, because you brought that up. We had a Minneapolis teacher get jumped. That's I'm using slang. When I say jumped, I mean
assaulted at school.
Thank you.
Yep. Assaulted, criminally assaulted.
Well, you gotta, got to get assaulted in school where he put a teacher in critical condition. And actually, I read yesterday that the teacher has now gained consciousness. So he has now.
And he didn't remember once he woke up. And keep in mind, he wasn't. I heard or read he wasn't the teacher.
He wasn't
the teacher, and I believe the school is Harrison, and Harrison is a school that is more so special ed.
We got to be PC. There's a lot of
challenge.
The IEPs is what they say.
Yeah. I don't know the correct term, but what I'm saying is, I've worked in special ed department as an SEA, EA here in Minneapolis Public Schools. I've worked at nursing homes. I've done this kind of work. And when you work with vulnerable people, there's a ratio for you and the person you work with. There shouldn't have been enough time for this student, especially an 18-year-old bigger than this man, there shouldn't have been enough time for him to beat him into the need of intensive care. I'm sure they were understaffed. He was not the teacher. Even if they weren't understaffed, somebody didn't come to his assistance fast enough.
No.
And I'm only saying all this because Minneapolis Public Schools is about to be sued again. And I'm going to do another bombshell since we're on this topic. I believe I prevented a gas explosion at a Minneapolis public school. Recently, this year, 2018, not 17.
What do you mean?
And I meant what I just said. I had the powers that be come out and assess what was going on. And I'm going to tell you this. They only moved away less than half of the population of the school, assessed it, brought the fire department out and everybody and blah, blah, blah. And they end up fixing the problem. And what I found out later that there were 2 gas leaks. One I smelled outside and one that was going on the inside that no one knew about. And what I'm saying is and I want to make sure that everybody hears this. It was not the principal's decision to not inform the parents because both principals called the school district and the powers that be got Johnny on the spot right away. We had a lot of people out there assessing things that need to be assessed. And so anyhow, long story short, they got somebody to fix things real quick, blah, blah, blah. But in my estimation, in my head, there was an explosion in 2017 at the one gym in Minneapolis, some other gas incident. And all I'm saying is Minneapolis has a problem of as long as or Minnesota maybe, as long as we can continue to get away with a few things that cause us liability, start being honest. Because
honestly,
no, hold on. No, because we pay more after the fact.
That's
even
right.
like police brutality. They beat us up. Get
how
off.
do we change it though? We're doing too many candidates are doing lip service, and I hear you.
So how do we do it?
Give me a serious concrete way.
I'm doing it right now. I'm blowing a whistle right now. This is what the superintendent should have done. Somebody should have got on the news and said, you know what, we're an accountable school district. And today, instead of evacuating the whole school, we got the situation under control and blah, 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 blah. And the truth is that goes along with everything. You got to be accountable up front. What's that cost when it costs too much after the fact?
Yeah.
Right. Incurred costs? No, I forget what it's called, but after the fact. And we do that with too many things.
Yeah. No, I think that's by design because certain communities, certain schools they're designed to fail. And so I like when you were talking about the education and putting money towards it. But I think it needs to be more than just putting money towards it. We need to overhaul the whole curriculum and a whole structure, how we're educated, the whole the what is it, pedagogy that goes behind the education.
You know what I want to use that? Help us use that and get us there is get rid of some of these standards, if not all of them, and use technologies that IBM has created to cater. Who cares? Who caters
it's about what's benefiting the children.
Yes, who caters to individualized learning of kids. I've been a teacher. And the best learning curriculum I've ever used was called the A+ system. It's where I can differentiate in my classroom. If I got a 6th grade classroom, but I got a kid that reads at a 2nd grade level, and that is going on in Minnesota, I can do my group reading projects of the curriculum with the group. And as they branch off that same subject area, put this kid on a 2nd grade reading level of the same subject area, whatever it is, until they master that and move on and get up to the next level. And that works. Thank you, Mr. Bill Wilson of High Ground Academy. He taught us these kind of things. And it's not being used widely in public school areas. That's why there are options in charter schools, Montessori schools, private schools, different type of school systems. We're not exploring any options of cookie cutterness.
As a politician, you got to learn when you're doing shows, when you hear their theme songs coming on, you're going to be cut off at any moment. You got to learn that. You got to learn as a politician. You're going to start doing these different circuits. You're going to start doing these different shows. When that music comes on, you got to get an elevator speech and be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Right. No, seriously, man, appreciate you coming on. You're a very interesting candidate.
Thank you,
I think you're blowing up. I think you got to keep working hard at it. I think you'll make headways because I think you're doing it already. Padwin, I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you.
Let's thank the greatest producer of all time, Stan, and the greatest fans and listeners we have. Thanks for listening to guys. Download us this week. I'm Jamar Nelson.
I'm Padwin Lawrence.
Thanks, you guys. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Peace. Thank you, Facebook, for paying attention to us. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
So we need to connect him with Edward.